Hello everyone, Turner Burner here with another video for you guys. I'm going to go over Tactician skill cards for Horde and Escape. No, I'm a little late, but there's going to be a couple of these that are going to pop out in the next day or so. So recommend you just put them all on your watch laters because they're going to be good information for people that have never used this class, or people that maybe use this class in other operations and now want to come back to it. All right, but let's get right into it. So the Tactician brings leadership to the team by marking targets and restocking ammo when needed. So basically, it used to be Keegan's class, and he just resupplies either explosive ammo, ballistic ammo, or both. He cannot refill grenades. So his ultimate ability is Resupply, regenerates ammo from nearby allies. Passive ability is anyone who kills your marked target gains 5 seconds of ultimate recharge. This is basically, a lower level recharge bounty, which I'll go over later. So basically mark something, and then it helps you get your ultimate faster. Not entirely sure if this works for Keegan, but how it reads, it probably does not work for Keegan. Someone can comment below to let me know if that is not the case. But you kill a marked target of his, it helps you get your ultimate a little bit faster. 5 seconds isn't much, but in theory, it should start stack with the recharge bounty to allow you to get it even faster. So let's look at all the skill cards. So with Keegan, Venom Explosive Resupplies, basically almost a must in both Horde and Escape. Resupply recharges explosives while in Venom and 50% faster. I was actually looking at some old Keegan content of mine back in Operation, I think it was 3, when I did the Surge, just a casual team game. And the resupply, because I remember, because there's a buddy of mine that doesn't use duration unless it's a shorter ultimate map. And I remember I used to always use duration, even on my solo on the line master as Keegan a while ago. I used duration to make sure I get all the ammo. And I couldn't remember why that was. And then I looked at some of my old content. I realized that the Venom resupply is much slower than it used to be. Or than it is now. It's extremely fast now. Like, I feel like I needed almost all the time to get, all my salvo full. But nowadays, with Venom Explosive Resupply, I only need half the time, if that. So the resupply for the ammo is much faster. So it's ideal that if you're in Venom and you're resupplying, that you're killing enemies while you're resupplying. That way you can double dip on the ammo. You can blast the enemies with the bullets you're resupplying with because you're not going to outshoot your resupply, if that makes sense. I can attach some Keegan content. That way you can see what I'm talking about. So here's another one, Resupply Healing Module. Resupply instantly heals friendlies 225% faster and reduces damage by 63%. I don't know what it is at lower levels in terms of skill card, but it's an extremely good card. I used it for my Last Stand solo run and my Ice Queen solo run. So in Ice Queen, there's an instance where I couldn't make. I had to take time to trap the matriarch in the supply room, and then I had to try to make the bridge. And that Venom was extremely thick. But luckily, I had my resupply, and I was able to use that to survive the Venom. So now I'll attach any relevant Tactician gameplay in the comment section. But ultimately, it helps with you surviving Venom, Mulcher Scions, things of that nature. I think the main problem that I've noticed with it is melee attacks. So you won't survive a Scion or Warden melee attack, but you'll survive like elite drone bullets. You won't survive, frag poppers. I don't believe in, and sentinels. Those are like the two. There's like a couple things that will still kill you in your ultimate when you have healing module on. But with Ultra Scions, you'll just keep healing. You could go face to face with an Ultra Scion, which you'll see in the Last Stand solo. But ultimately, it's I would say 95% of types of damage you can take. It is extremely good for. Shredder was 50% in Operation 3, went down to 25% in Operation 4, and is now back up to 30%. So it's a card that you basically need to have to make the explosive work as well as they need to. With Venom Explosive, why I think Keegan is better, can't speak for Operation 4 because I didn't play him a whole lot, but in Operation 5, he's better now than he was in Operation 3 because his explosive resupply is much faster than it was in Operation 3. So even if he's getting half the bleed, he's getting way more bullets, maybe 3 times as much bullets than he did in other operations. So Venom Boost, Kills and Venom reduce resupply cooldown by 35 seconds. I actually like that more than Recharge Bounty because it's more time and you don't have to think about what you're marking. You just have to get the kill in Venom. So if it's like 4 juvies at once, you get the resupply for all those kills. So Venom Boost is a good card. All right, Recharge Bounty, 25 seconds of additional ultimate cooldown for anyone who kills a marked target. This definitely works for Keegan as well. Helps you get your ultimate faster. Keegan has a relatively quick ult charge, maybe every, 4 minutes if he's doing nothing. And with all the bleed and the marking and the passive, or not so much the passive, but the recharge, the Venom Boost and Recharge Bounty, he could get his ultimate, very, very often. If you're in a map where you need Recharge Bounty and Venom Boost. With those cards stacked together, you get, you can get 60 seconds a kill, of recharge, which means, maybe every 3 or 4 kills or so, you're going to get your ultimate right back. So Recharge, Venom Boost, definitely 2 skill cards you can stack together to get your ultimate faster if you need more resupply. Cooperation, your teammates deal 15% damage or extra damage to your marked target. You'll definitely notice a difference in like not weaker necessarily, but like not strong characters. It may help certain characters 2-shot scions that can primarily 3-shot scions. On the line, we were trying it with we were doing some tests with Foz because Foz used to have 140% ambush. Now it's down to 100%, and at level 6, cooperation's 30%, but that 30% still doesn't get Foz to 1-shot scions, or not always. I should say it's kind of hit or miss. When it was at 140%, it was almost always. He can 1-shot scions through walls, but not anymore through just sheer damage. But it did get the scions even lower health. Foz just needed the 140% he used to have. But with other characters, it allows them to go from 3-shotting scions to 2-shotting scions, or maybe putting more damage towards sentinels, things of that nature. So good skill card to increase damage of your teammates, while also, and if your teammates are increasing damage, they're saving ammo. So that can, work twofold, if you will. So Discipline, consecutive ballistics, increased damage 4% up to 100%. A buddy of mine that I'm sure you guys are already familiar with, in our runs, he uses this card like in our custom matches and some casual matches. He uses Discipline a lot, and it melts enemies really fast, like elite drones, scions. It's very, very useful because the more hits in a row he gets, the higher the damage is. On the gatekeepers, he's able to snipe the scion. If he didn't have this card on, it probably would have taken 15 active shots, but since he did have this card on, I believe it took him 4 or 5, just off memory. So it really can, again, similar to a cooperation, if you're getting more damage, it kind of works as its own ammo conservation. So you are going to use less ammo, which means you don't need to pick up as many boxes. And in the context of Keegan, you don't need to resupply as often. So discipline and cooperation are cards that really need to build up, but they are 2 cards I think you should add to your stack. Epic Score Boost speaks for itself. Team score increased by 35%, which helps you in Horde or Escape. Interrogation is probably, if you've seen any of my videos, probably one of my favorite skill cards. I usually benefit from the demolitions perspective, because demolition is probably my top 3 favorite classes. But interrogation, meat shields mark all targets within 45 meters. If you combine this with JD's spotter support, I know pretty much everyone knows this by now. And if you've seen any of my custom matches, this is like why we do custom matches, so we can bomb it. So spotter support and interrogation combine to allow all marked targets to be, artillery striked that are within 45 meters. I believe since they're marked for 12 seconds, and I forget how long JD's ultimate is, they basically get bombed on the duration of JD's ultimate. Without getting too much into JD's ultimate, those combinations can be, deadly to, wipe out whole areas. And I know for custom matches, because most of them are absurd as far as the volume of enemies, if you get continuous bombs, JD can keep getting his ultimate back and keep bombing to make the extremely hard map a little bit more bearable. So, and I know for Horde matches, which I think most of you play, when the Tactician gets a meat shield, most cases, if this card is at least 5 or 6, it's going to mark up the whole map. So I find that extremely useful in that regard. So Resupply Amplifier, 150% increased resupply radius. I more or less use this in Horde more than I do Escape to maybe help stack with healing. I like to help my teammates, if it's a hard wave and things are getting a little tough and teammates are getting downed a lot. You can use this to make a big circle and allow everyone to get more healing within that circle. That way you can survive certain types of waves, certain types of later waves. Battle Hardened, 32% resistance to explosive damage. Same thing with a lot of other explosive damage cards. It's not going to save you from Popper. It's not going to save you from a Sentinel. But if you want to try it, maybe it'll stack well with Resupply Healing Module. So if you have Battle Hardened and Resupply Healing Module, maybe you are immortal to explosive damage. But you have to test that, because I haven't tested it. But the damage suggests that you could survive a Sentinel Blast, maybe. But it's doubtful. But it's up to you if you want to test that, and let me know in the comments. Resupply duration increased by 60%. Find this mostly useful either on short ultimate maps like the End, the Link. I could be forgetting another one, or in Horde, where you're stacking it with healing and your teammates are getting more healing for the duration. And then I'm trying to think what else. I forget what I was going to say, so I'll move on. So Resupply Speed Loader. Basically, this allows you to bypass, active reloads. It's similar to long shot handling, except you don't have to hit any of your shots. And that's the difference between Resupply Speed Loader and long shot handling. Long shot handling only works if you get consecutive headshots, and Speed Loader works, regardless of how accurate you are. So that's like the benefit of it, if you will. So I've seen my friend just use consecutive boom shots or sniper rifles on lethal engagements. There's a lot of instances where you can just do consecutive. It's mainly boom shots or sniper, specifically boom shots, where you could just keep bombing a certain section in your ultimate. I've seen it used on the hunters towards the end, where there's all those sires and wardens and sires. So my buddy used a speed loader to wipe out that whole section, so you can just say boom, 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 killing like 15 siders, a warden, and a couple of drones in a matter of seconds. So speed loader can be a good addition to your stack. It just depends on the context of the map overall. Custom snub, increased damage 60% active effects by 30% when firing snub. So, and I touched on other glitches in my Blade Master video. A lot of the information I get because there's only certain classes I really, really enjoy and certain classes I kind of gravitate towards. So I don't really have the chance to test every single glitch that someone tells me. But this is for you to test. Here's one way, because I know a lot of people like glitches and stuff like that. Here's one way to increase your bleed if you are interested. So if you have custom snub and shredder on, let's say you use a boom shot. So I don't know the exact math or how it works, but if you use a boom shot to shoot a scion and you have shredder on, depending on the levels, but you have shredder on and custom snub, you can shoot the scion, switch to your custom snub, and it should kill the scion in one shot. Don't know the math specifically, don't know exactly, I'm assuming the damage output maybe goes to like 90% with active effects. I don't know the specifics. I just know that it works with some other types of cards, but test this on your own. Let me know how it goes, but have shredder and custom snub on, test it, and there's no context where Keegan can one-shot Scion with boom shot. Not that I'm aware of. I know JD can because he has custom boom shot. But when you stack custom snub with shredder and then you boom shot a Scion, it should be one hit. You let me know otherwise, and now put in the comment section if I'm wrong. But I've seen it done. My friend has used boom shot on Scions on Forever, and he used one boom shot to kill 2 Scions. So it depends on how you play. If that's your thing, and you want to save ammo, or if you just like glitches, that's kind of something you can gravitate towards. Eagle Eyes marks 7 additional targets. Because of Interrogation, I don't think this card is that great, because if you really want to mark more enemies for your teammates, and because the marks last 12 seconds, you should just run Interrogation. So Eagle Eyes actually has become obsolete. Back in older operations, you might use it, to stack with spotter support. That way, Keegan can try to hurry up and mark a bunch of enemies, but now he has an Interrogation that marks more enemies, I believe, for a longer period of time. Grenade pouch, I believe this, it used to be, well, at level 6, it's 8. Yeah, Keegan always had grenade pouch, never mind. So yeah, grenade pouch, this goes for flashes, grenades, shocks, whatever, smoke if you want. If you want more grenades, it can be useful. I know that this could work well in Horde, because Keegan is one of the few characters that spawns with flashes, because you can't buy flashes from the Fabricator. So, Keegan can flash an enemy, and if he misses a flash, he doesn't have to worry about it because he has more flashes at his disposal. So, depends on how you play, but this is a good card to use for Horde or Escape. Escape, it's always good to have flashes because you can always get the meat shield because you're on limited ammo. So, huddle up. Each additional teammate within the resupply radius increases resupply rate by 17%. There's a score run on Malfunction that's a decent time. I was running Tactician and I had this skill card on. It allows teammates to get more, ballistic ammo is the main thing I've noticed. So the FODS user is getting, I believe, 5 or 6 sniper shots instead of 4 when I use my ultimate, including duration. So if in context of that nature, I've seen it used on the line to fill up, sniper ammo for FODS users faster. So these are things you can utilize or benefit from in terms of if you want more ballistic ammo, depending on the context of the map. Ice Cleaners can be useful because there's not a whole lot of reason to use Shredder from a Keegan perspective. It's more important that you get, resupply sniper, resupply the drop shot. So huddle up can be useful if you have teammates with multiple drop shots or multiple snipers. That way everyone can have sniper ammo. Modified Hammer Burst. Sometimes you can use this card. It kind of gets pushed to the side, but it works well with Discipline, to kill juvies or, anything really fast. But yeah, 60% increased damage and active effects. I don't really use this card a whole lot, almost ever. But, decent card if you like to use the Hammer Burst, I guess. Score boost, team score boost increased by 18%. Speaks for itself. If you wanted to, increase your team score in Horde, or time bonus and escape. Situational awareness is by far the weakest card of Tactician, Keegan's old class. So aggressive enemies are automatically marked for 12 seconds. So when it comes down to situational awareness, the term aggressive, how the coalition deems aggressive, is after you are already being hit by that enemy. So I tried this test a long time ago for situational awareness. I was on the Warren because I think at that time I was trying to score on the Warren, and I wanted to see how we can mark more enemies. No, that wasn't it. I was trying to get Lonnie's ultimate more often on the Warren because of how it was used to be played. So, I wanted to use Recharge Bounty and Situational Awareness to get Lonnie's ultimate more often. It sounds like a good idea if the card, was half, twice as good as it is right now. But what would happen is I'd run around, around juvies that are being aggressive. They're trying to hit me, but they're not getting marked. I didn't get marked until I got hit by a Warren juvie. And the thing about Warren juvies is if you're not Mac, if you don't have stem, if you aren't Lonnie, you get hit once and you go down. So the card only works after I've gone down. Not to mention because aggressive enemies, it acts like it's a plural thing, like it's going to mark multiple juvies or multiple sentinels because it's aggressive enemies. It's literally just the one enemy that downs you. So not only is it not good, it doesn't even mark. It doesn't really mark multiple targets unless for some reason multiple targets are hitting at you. So it's kind of a whack card overall. It's actually underwhelming to say the least. So, but that's pretty much it for Tactician. I wish I could have got to a lot of these sooner. I honestly just thought of it this week. So there's going to be a lot of these that come out. But to finish the video, I'm going to show you examples of Horde and Escape that you can use. So stay tuned for that. Okay, this is an example stack you can use for Escape. I don't want to get to this specific map you can use them for necessarily, but this is an example stack you can use for Escape. So you got Shredder, so you can get the bleed damage, and you got Venom Boost and Recharge Value. That's going to allow you to get your ultimate extremely fast. And you also have Venom Explosive Resupply. That's going to allow you to refill, Salvo's boom shots as needed. And you also have, one of my favorite cards, Cooperation, that allows your teammates to do more damage. This stack, in my estimation, could be good for a map like, the Split maybe, or maybe the Line. It depends on how you play, but because the Line, the Scions have more health, so it'd be ideal if your teammates did more damage to those Scions, and then you can resupply your Torque Bow and Drop Shot as needed fairly quickly on the Line, or if you have a Foz on the Line, then you can resupply his Torque Bow and you can resupply your Drop Shot. So that is an example of stack for Escape. There's things that I've used like Healing Resupply as well. You can use Discipline in some cases. You can use Duration. You can use Speed Loader. The thing about this class, it's not like Blade Master. There's 10 different cards you can use and probably 50 different combinations that you can go with. This is just one example. You can comment below, let me know an example that you like for Escape. This isn't my favorite stack necessarily. It's just an example stack that I have used, if that makes sense. So let's go into Horde. Okay, here's an example I would use for Horde. Don't play Horde often, but when I do play as Tactician, which is extremely rare, this is an example stack I would use. So here's Resupply Duration. and Resupply Healing. It's not so much for Resupply Duration I want that much ammo. It's mainly because Resupply Healing helps my teammates for a longer period of time. And with the, and I don't remember all the perks offhand because I don't really play Horde that much. But one of Keegan's perks is explosive resupply and explosive ammo. So it kind of takes Venom Explosive Resupply from Escape and brings it into Horde to make it more relevant, which really should have been done a long time ago. But, better late than never, I guess. This is an awesome resupply, boom shot, drop shot, salvo, if it in the healing while you're in a Horde match, which is very, very nice. So this could be useful, if you have a JD and a Tactician, you can use salvo to take down, enemies while you're in the healing circle. So there's huge value in that to survive certain situations, especially if your teammates are getting consecutively downed a lot. This could be useful in boss ways and things of that nature. So stacking these two together, Resupply Healing and Resupply Duration, is definitely useful in that regard. So Shredder is pretty much mandatory unless you're doing some sort of score run, then you use something else in general. Interrogation. I really like Interrogation because I really like how it benefits Demolition's class and how it speeds up certain encounters. So getting the meat shield and allowing JD to bomb everything else, that can stack well together. Also, if Interrogation can be good because it marks all the enemies for about 12 seconds. So even if you don't have a JD, Recharge Bounty and Interrogation can stack well together because your teammates can kill those marked targets. And if you're someone that's good at meat shielding, since you may have flashes and whatnot, you can flash meat shield and help your teammates get their ultimates faster. So this is an example stack. Again, this class is so incredible that you can do a lot of other stacks and you can, comment below what your stack for Keegan would be. But this stack is useful for, I don't want to say this stack couldn't cross over into Escape, but this stack is very, very useful for Horde. And if you want to, help your teammates out mainly, because this is a support class, so your skill cards are meant to help your teammates get kills. It's not really so much about you getting kills, if that makes sense. If you want yourself to get kills and things of that nature, then you really need to pick another class, because all these cards, besides the bleed, are really to help, you get your ultimate to resupply your teammates or help your teammates get their ultimates to get more kills and whatnot. So that is pretty much it for Tactician. Stay tuned for more of these because I'm probably going to make a lot this, in the next, day or so. So stay tuned for the next video, and thanks you guys so much for listening. And if you have questions, comments, or if I said anything, misspoke, please comment below because I am not perfect and people need the right information about these skill cards. Thanks for watching, guys. You guys have a good one. Peace.